Good evening, everyone. Today is Saturday, March 11th. My name is Tyler. I serve on staff as the Director of Youth and Digital Ministry at Northwest Hills, and I welcome you to this video, the fourth, I believe, in our series of 2023 Lenten Reflections. Now, you may have noticed today is Saturday, and I had previously said that videos would be posted Monday and Friday. But what I didn't think about when I was setting that schedule that sounds so nice in the calendar of the week is that Friday is the one day of the week that I tend to be pretty intentional about trying to keep a Sabbath. And so it just didn't really happen yesterday. And so we're going to shoot for Fridays, but I'm going to be honest, maybe some weeks I'm like really on top of it and I can record on a Thursday. Or maybe some weeks I can knock it out on Friday, and maybe some weeks we're going to get it on Saturday. And I hope that none of you, and I imagine that none of you, were like sitting at your computer or phone and like crazily refreshing the YouTube or Facebook page on Friday, like freaking out, wondering where the video is. I imagine that I don't have that kind of sway in your life, and so I appreciate your grace and understanding as we move forward with this reflection today. So I'll start by saying that there has been a lot of change in my life over these last couple of months. My family, we experienced a loss, and moving through that grief has had this really profound impact on how I see my own life. And it's really sharpened for me this truth that I've kind of always held very dear, but now is like searingly bright in my own understanding of what my life means and how I move through this world. That there is nothing more important to me in my life than the people with whom I have the gift of sharing it. And so for today's reflection, I wanted to share something that pointed towards some kind of conscious recognition of the people in our lives and the strength of those relationships, and even perhaps an expression of gratitude, which is something that, incorporating gratitude as a conscious practice, giving thanks, has profound impacts on our physical, mental, emotional, and honestly, like spiritual health. There have been countless studies that have shown that making an effort to intentionally reflect on things we are grateful for and expressing that gratitude can improve sleep, can improve your mood, your immunity, and your ability to fight off viruses and diseases, which feels really important in the year of our Lord 2023. Gratitude can decrease depression, anxiety, help with difficulties with chronic pain, lower your risk of disease. And I believe and know that there are immense spiritual benefits too. I think gratitude can root us in the present of who we are in ourselves and who we are in relationship to God in all that God has created, when our minds, often if left unchecked, or certainly at least my mind, is prone to perhaps rob me of that presence by keeping all of my thoughts occupied or focused on worries or anxieties of the future, or like frustrations or aggravations from the past. And so I set to Google to look up, I was like, gratitude survey, Google. And I found this wonderful article that I'm going to link in the comments below from a person named Tom Muha, who was apparently a psychologist in Annapolis, and he wrote this wonderful article on creating a gratitude inventory for a paper called the Capital Gazette, which I know nothing about and I am not endorsing, but I am saying this one particular article, really, really helpful. And so I want to make a slight adaptation to that, but we're going to move through that gratitude inventory today. So what I'll have you do is go ahead and pause this video now. Go grab yourself like a pencil or a pen, something to write with, and a piece of paper. Whenever you're ready, come back and restart the video. And if you're tempted to do this digitally on your phone or your computer, I would say no, don't do that. Do it manually. Some things I think are important, and I think the screens can be distracting. So every now and then it's good to move away from our computer friends and our phone friends and do things in the style of our ancestors. So grab something to write with. Grab something to write on. Pause this video, come back when you're ready. I'll give you some time. Great. So you've got your pencil or your pen or your marker or your highlighter, if you're wild, whatever works for you. You've got your paper. And now we're just going to start making a list. You can take as little or as much time as you'd like here, but make yourself a list of the names of people for whom you are grateful. Now, these can be loved ones, friends, neighbors, teachers, colleagues, I don't know, maybe like pastors. Just kidding. Could be, I don't know, but no pressure. And even pets. Like, I gotta be honest, I did this for myself, and my dog Mulligan was actually like pretty high up on my list. My cat didn't come up for a little while longer. I'm gonna try not to think about that too hard. But anyway, go ahead and make your list, pause the video, go for as long as you'd like to, writing down the names of people for whom you are grateful, and then come back when you're ready. Great. So now you've got your list, and I imagine that perhaps for you, even just the act of making that list was a positive experience. But now we have one more thing that we are going to do with it. And you can do this next thing in a moment when this video ends, or tomorrow or next week, or really whenever is convenient for you. But here's what you're going to do. You're going to find a safe and quiet place where you're comfortable. Maybe you're in a nice chair, you've got your feet rooted on the ground, you're relaxed, you feel comfortable. And then I want you to read as a prayer James 1:17. And I'm going to put that in the comments as well. But it reads, "Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Creator of the heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows." So you're going to find yourself a safe and comfortable place, and you're going to read aloud as a prayer James 1:17. And after you've prayed that mantra, go ahead and close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths, exhaling very slowly through your nose. And as you're with your eyes closed and you're following your breath, think about someone on your list for whom you are particularly grateful. Imagine their face in your mind smiling at you. And I know this sounds a little strange when you hear it, but I promise it's really cool and it totally works. Picture their face smiling at you. And then as you see that smile, it's going to be really hard not to smile back, which is good. Because as you see that smile, what you want to do is, in your mind, smile back at them. And spend a few moments sharing silent gratitude with them. And you don't need to say any words. You don't have to think, oh, I'm really grateful that you let me borrow your lawnmower or whatever. Just allow the smiles to be enough. And sit in that presence and gratitude and silence for as long as you would like to. And when you're ready, go ahead and let go of that face and imagine another person from your list for whom you're particularly grateful. And go ahead and repeat that same exercise, sharing those smiles and that silent gratitude for as long as you would like. And whenever you're ready to end this practice and move on with your day, whether it's after 3 or 4 or 27 people, I'm not going to stop you. Go ahead and open your eyes. But before you get up and before you leave this sacred space that you've created, go ahead and one more time pray James 1:17 aloud as a mantra to close your practice, giving thanks to God for the love that comes from God that is expressed in your life through these amazing people that God has created. And that's it. I hope you try it. It's pretty tight, I'm not gonna lie. This Tom Muha guy really knows his stuff. Apparently, I don't know, not an endorsement. Read the one article. It's real good. Friends, I'll see you next week.